Guys, I just want to let you know I'm completely naked.
This is different than usual. How?
Well then, it is officially episode 28.
What?
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
28.
Hello.
Step into our parlor and let's chat a while.
Man, that was awesome. I feel enticed right now.
We have real topics today, people. It's exciting.
Real topics for a real world.
Real topics, real world. Current events.
We've gotten back in time to a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
When we started this thing.
Oh, yeah. But, well, I mean, I guess, for a while there hadn't really been any exciting controversy to talk about, but now we've got some. But we should probably roll through our now playing briefly.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
the majority of us, we know we've been playing WoW, so we'll just set that aside.
No.
We've been there, done that.
I have not played WoW this week.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's true, but we're not going to talk about the heartbreak and sadness.
But there's no heartbreak. I was just saying,
I mean,
I
our
didn't tell you.
heartbreak and sadness because you haven't been playing.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Are you guys actually playing? I didn't know you were actually playing the game.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought you guys were like doing other stuff, like Octopath.
I'm playing it right now.
Oh God!
I mean, I've just been waiting for the group to be together to play because it's like I log in and I do my 2 world quests or 3 world quests or whatever for the day, and I'm like,
Oh, okay, cool. Anyway,
I haven't let an emissary quest go by yet. Let's put it that way.
Ben, I haven't been playing, so that's
Fair
okay.
enough,
I'm
Josh.
over here with you.
I feel you, bro. All right,
boy.
cool.
well, anyway, I guess so. WoW has been on the table for the whatever. We've been playing Destiny 2. I'm just speaking for everybody at this point, so if you guys want to flag me down and yell at me, that's fine. But we've been playing Destiny 2. Which...
Waving a flag as Josh yells.
I can't see the flag waving, so it doesn't matter. But Destiny 2, which seems to be fixed for the most part, it still has some minor, I think, complaints that are more just like aggravation type things. The fact that there's not a blip on your radar to tell you which direction is north. I would like to see that happen. But at this point, let's not nitpick too much, I guess. I'm just happy that there seems to be so much to do. I played quite extensively over the weekend and did not run out of things to do. Meaningful things to do.
Right on. Is the Gambit mode something that kind of changes every time, or does it get stagnant?
Oh God, Gambit is fun. Yeah, we should.
Cool. That's what I was excited for.
Talk about
It
that.
is. Yeah, it was definitely surprisingly fun. Instead of it being typical PvP, it starts off with, just a random area that's drawn up. You have a couple different backdrops you can play in. But then they have enemies that come from 3 or 4 different spots. And as you kill these enemies, they drop the little motes of light. And you pick up the motes, and there's this big cylinder in the middle of your map that you have to run and deposit these motes into.
Huh.
And if you deposit 5 of them at once, then it drops a enemy on the other side and locks down their bank. So they have to kill this other enemy before their bank opens back up and they can deposit theirs. But if you die, you lose all of the motes that you're holding on to.
Yeah, so it's a risk-reward thing. Like, if you do 5, it's a small one. If you do 10, it's a medium one. And if you do 15, which is the maximum that you can hold, it's a large one.
Yep.
So it sends a different enemy over.
And these are all real-life people you're playing against?
No, so there's non-playable character enemies that are out there that you will attack, and they drop the motes of light.
Right, but it's a different team, though. The other team are comprised of
Yeah,
real
the other
players, right?
team is real people
Wow.
doing the same thing as you're doing, trying to send blockers to slow you down while they
That's so
deposit their
cool.
motes.
Yep.
It's kind of like a mini island expedition.
Yeah,
kind of.
the other thing is once you collect 75 of the motes, it gives you this big level enemy that you have to take down, and that's how you end the round. But once you get to what they call the primeval, which is the big enemy at the end, if you die, it regains health. So you have to also think, too, is it after every so many motes of light or after a certain amount of time? It opens up a portal on your side of the map, and you can jump through the portal and end up in your opponent's side of the map and try to shoot them and kill them and take them out, which if they're carrying big sets of motes of light, things like that, like, 15, 12, 14, 15 motes of light, and you knock them off, they lose all those motes of light and they have to get them all back again through killing other stuff. Or if you wait until later, when the primeval is out there, again, every death adds health onto the primeval, so you can have the guys and it's about an even match. And then have one of your guys have one of your guys drop in the map and blow off their super and just lay waste to, all 3 or 4 of the guys on that side of the world. And then they all die, their primeval gains health back, and they have to start back over again with trying to kill them.
Oh my god.
So there's different methods of going about that. It's definitely been an interesting little ride.
Yeah, I really like it. Really like it a lot.
Quote from the Gen, I think I finally found something I'm good at.
Yep. Oh my gosh, I actually feel like I'm good at this. It's a lot of fun. I was afraid to try it, and then we actually had a group. I think there were 3 of us, and then we ended up, it made a rando for us, but, I went in with our group, and I was like, okay, this is awesome. I can do this. I like this.
Wow. But this is specific only to Forsaken, then?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I was, whenever I first saw, the information they put out about it, I was a little worried that it was going to be something short-lived, but so far, every match that we've played in, I think has been, even the ones that we've come close and lost, I think every match has been pretty, pretty fun to play around in. So.
Yeah. See, I was going to say, I can foresee a lot of controllers being broken and thrown against the wall. Keyboards split in half over the frustration of getting all 15 and then losing them because you died.
Yep.
Someone came over to your side and killed you.
And that's exactly
that's the fun of it, I guess. That's pretty awesome.
It's really cool. It's exactly what happens, though. At some point, I had 15 that I was running my ass off back to the bank. Oh my god, I gotta bank these. Dude invades as I am jumping to the bank, snipes me, and I lost all my motes. I was like,
Pinata mode.
God.
Although
that answered my question then, because I was worried that it would be something that can wouldn't really have longevity, but it seems like every time it's new and exciting, which is good.
Yeah, my favorite one so far that worked out really well is we had sent one of the blocking enemies in front of the guys, and then I jumped through the portal to go attack them, and I had a rocket launcher, and I hit one of those the Cabal jetpack things that launch you halfway across the map. Well, they had one of them set where it launched over top of their bank. So I just launched over top of the bank, and as I'm flying across, I just rocketed right in the middle of where their bank was.
Oh,
and killed all 3 of the guys that were trying to kill the little blocker guy. It was fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, good times. I definitely think that with the changes they made, with the stuff they've added, the little story pieces they've kind of attached to the end of it so far, it's coming around. We'll see. We started going through the new area called the Dreaming City. So we'll see kind of how that goes, to see if this turns into our next big, Taken King type event like we were hoping.
Right.
More to come.
Have you guys finished the story then?
Yep.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Was it good or, just Destiny story?
I thought it was pretty good.
It was good. It left a few questions at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think that's building into one of the next parts of the DLC. So we shall see.
the Dulk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely they definitely gave you just enough to be like, here's this, story that you've concluded, but there's definitely more coming. So.
Oh, Destiny.
Yeah.
It is I gotta say, it is so good to be back in it. It is fun. It is just fun.
I agree.
I never doubted the fun aspect, and I never at all was.
Oh, I know.
I was always pleased with how everyone talks about the gunplay. It's a real thing. That stuff is so flawless. Everything, the look of it, the feel of it, the community. But man, it's crazy that they have that pattern. It's like what a lackluster main game, 2 crappy expansions, and then finally the game that should have come out.
Yeah,
you play beta for a year and then you get something good out of it. It's
right.
That's why I'm still lukewarm to the idea of it. I'm happy it's fixed. I'm happy you guys are having fun, but I don't know if I'm ready to deal with the bullshit again. I understand. Or I dealt with too much bullshit to want to go back to it. I'm not sold yet.
Which, I understand the sentiment there. It's just, the game is legitimately still fun. It's still that same Destiny gameplay that kept us coming back before, and now it actually has, more meat to it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
More things to do. And I'm not even close to being ready for the new raid. So.
Oh, that's right. There's a new raid.
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, we should move on from Destiny 2.
Okie dokie.
And
Dan,
I think,
you've been quiet. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, we'll let Dan talk in a second. He'll get his moment.
I'll get permission.
He'll get permission. I don't think I have anything really to report. More Hollow Knight. But Dan, what have you been doing?
I've been playing a crap ton of Octopath Traveler so far. I'm 35 or so hours in.
How many paths would you say?
I've been down all 8 of them so far.
Okay, just want to make sure. That was the system seller for me for the Switch. As soon as that game was announced, I saw what it looked like. That's when I started saving money up for it. So I'm not disappointed in at all. That being said, if you're not a fan of old school JRPGs, it is not the game for you. But if you like them at all, it is fantastic. So that's my take on it so far. That's a little bit of WoW, which we mentioned before, and I'm just starting to get my feet wet in Breath of the Wild proper now, and I'm loving it.
What was that, Tim? I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Breath of the Wild. I've been enjoying that a lot lately too.
Interesting. Yes.
As we're all baiting Jen.
I know. I can see it. I can see it happening.
All right, let's just undress the situation right now. Just get all the clothes off. Tell us what you think, Jen.
First of all, I don't hate it.
On a level of 6 to midnight. Where are you?
On a level of 6 to midnight? I'm at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, dang.
Is that 6 in the morning to midnight, or is that 6 in the evening to midnight?
Does that go internal? Was that an innie?
Wait,
wrong way on the clock.
I'm trying to figure. No, hold on. Is it 6 in the afternoon to midnight, or is it 6 in the morning? Because if you're going all the way through,
I think it's more like a Trump toe penis kind of thing,
I guess if it went from
confused right now.
Hashtag battleship.
I guess if it went from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Maybe that might.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's more of a 5 p.m. kind of situation for me with Zelda.
You might want to see a doctor about that. But anyway,
I don't know what this even means.
Security.
Security. Rogue. Yeah. So. I do not hate Breath of the Wild, which I know that you all think that I do, but I don't. I just don't love it.
She just doesn't want to get struck by lightning from carrying all those metal weapons.
That is a thing. I was talking to the woman who cut my hair about Zelda, because apparently she plays. So we were talking about getting struck by lightning.
Oh, so she didn't agree with you? She did agree with you?
didn't approach it from the standpoint of, boy, I sure do not like that game.
Yeah, because she would have screwed up the haircut, exactly.
Yeah, like, no.
What?
I don't know, she said she was playing it, and I said, well, that's a good one. Encourage the lady.
The most innocuous comment.
Or was the buddy reaction? What? And snip.
What?
Clippers come out.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, please don't shave my head. Please don't shave my head. No, we do not. I was already getting more cut off than I feel comfortable with now. So anyway.
So what is it about Breath of the Wild that makes you not love it? Because we talked about this before, both on the show and off. But I think I never wrapped my head around what exactly it is you don't like about it. Like, me going into it, it kind of it made me gauge my expectations because I had your voice in the back going, "It's not that good."
Well, no, I think she made good points. Well, go ahead, Jen. Sorry.
No, you can.
I was going to say, I mean, it's a real thing that it's not a traditional Zelda game, and I am totally in agreement with that. Like, the scale of this game and the just the freedom that you have is much more consistent with a Skyrim kind of play or the Witcher, but it's not like Zelda, where you have kind of this linear path, this epic story, and everything is kind of building off of each other, and you become more powerful. You become there's always an improvement. This is just very free. It is like Skyrim to me, and that's why I loved it. So. But anyway,
and there's nothing wrong with that as an idea. To me, and I know it may just be me, but I see these mountains and I can climb these mountains, but when I get to the top of these mountains, there's nothing there.
Except for lightning.
Except for lightning. And that to me, I'm like, great, I have this huge expansive map, which I am not arguing with. It is enormous and amazing and it's beautiful. But there's so much non-activity in a lot of those places that to me, it just didn't feel like I was really doing anything. And
That's what's funny to me. It's it's the inverse of my experience so far with it. Granted, I haven't played as much as you, but turn a corner, there's something over here to find. There's some kind of weird pattern to figure out here. There's a puzzle here, and I don't know. Maybe we're both taking opposite paths so far.
Maybe I just am really good at exploring to the places where there really isn't anything.
Yeah, that's weird.
I would not be surprised. And I realize there are things like little bokoblin villages and little things like that you can do, but I don't know. For me, it wasn't enough. And I need my sense of progression. Your weapons break, your shields break, there's nothing you get that's permanent. And it drives me insane. I guess
for the Master Sword, right?
Yeah,
you do get the Master Sword eventually.
It needs to recharge after several hits, but still it's permanent. And you have the thing also is, you're normally used to, I remember playing, what was it? Link's Awakening, and being closed off to this entire part of the map because I need to get, 50% of the game so I can get this one hook shot or the rock feather or whatever to jump over things. And here in Breath of the Wild, you pretty much get all your gadgets right off the bat, which I think is awesome because, it opens everything. You can go anywhere, but I can see how someone who's used to Zelda would be okay, what do I do with all this crap?
I don't know about you guys, but I do usually need recharging too if I hit my Master Sword 5 or 6 times.
Oh, Joshua.
Hey! You just derailed that
Jen has no comment. She's she's shaking her head.
Yeah, she is. Face. She literally was. She literally was shaking her head and making.
And now she's talking about herself in the third person. Good call.
I was going to say yes. The Jen was doing that.
The Jen was doing that. So yeah, I know that my opinion is not the popular opinion, and there's nothing wrong with Breath of the Wild. It is a beautiful game and very enjoyable climbing up those mountains and whatnot, but the shrines just are not exciting to me. And to be honest, the 4 big dungeons, which I say loosely, are also not exciting to me. So
See, I can't wait to get to them. I'm not there yet.
Oh,
and
I've
been loving the shrines so far. I realized that I actually solved one wrong. Like I figured out a way to kind of like do it, and then I walked her head further into it, and then found the right way to do it. But I managed to do well. Like, I'm speaking very vaguely here, but like I've managed to figure something out with the stasis rune, rather than going to use like an item that was in the dungeon to go make something work.
Nice.
I was like, oh, so, there's some things I can do differently, whether I'm being dumb and just not seeing the big picture the right way. But it's, I found it fun that, you can kind of think outside the box and make things work too.
Yeah, I even forgot about that component of it. That's what made it the game of the year for me, was that, yeah, you have this whole expansive land to explore and all, but then you have these amazing fucking puzzles, like so many, and they're all unique, and they all make you feel so like happy and accomplished when you figure them out. And and I can kind of, well, no, I can't kind of see where Jen's coming about with the dungeons, because they're awesome. They're essentially, though, just like larger shrines.
Shrines, okay. Which is probably why I'm not into it. and
traditionally you'd get like an epic item, or you'd find the map and you'd find the compass, and there'd be all this story aspect to it, which I guess there is. So I don't know, but I feel you. I respect you.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. Like, I don't want people to go in and be disappointed. Like, that is not a thing that I'm all about. I wasn't disappointed. I don't really know how to explain it. Like, it's just, I think with my Zelda games, I'm looking for a little bit more.
You want a little bit more Zelda 2 in your life? Is that?
Yeah. A little bit more Zelda 2 in my life. And there's not a whole lot of music. There's not a whole lot of it's a lot of just wandering in the wilderness, which is great.
Woodsy sounds. We were playing Fortnite with Buddy before we started recording, and he said to tell you that Zelda 2 was better than Breath of the
Wild. Oh, he is wrong.
Oh, I don't think so. I'm with you, buddy.
We were talking about the music, how great the music was.
Yeah, we really were.
And the fairy music, and the fairy magic.
Anyway.
Now, one thing I'll definitely give it, though, is that's one of the best starting areas I've ever played in a game. Like how you just do those little few shrines or gets those abilities, and then it just takes the training wheels off. It goes, have fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it gives you the little cloaky thing, and you're just like, go for it. Jump off the side of the plateau.
Yeah, the plateau is so fucking cool when you jump out. You're like, where do I go? Oh, shit. Okay.
And now it's real. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you land, and it's just this giant fucking goblins that you're like, oh, God, it's a black one. Oh, it's a red one. Oh, they're different. And they hit harder.
Yeah.
Complete on the plateau.
On the plateau? Battlefield.
It's just, oh, God, the plateau. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I liked it more, but like you guys talking about it doesn't even light the spark of an itch for me to get back into it.
I know how I feel about Destiny.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that is a good comparison. And probably feels the same way Jen does.
I almost wonder if they have one of those free weekends if we get Dan to play a match or two of
Gambit.
I'm sure I'd enjoy it. I'm not going to take away from it being fun. Like that's always been a thing with Destiny. It's been fun, especially with friends. It's just I've got too much going on to start another game that I need to grind in right now between WoW and now Breath of the Wild. Like I don't have that room on my plate for Destiny.
And it definitely is. It's more of a commitment than it used to be. Mm-hmm. So.
And that's the main thing. Like if there's a bundle for all the DLC and everything later on, like that goes on sale, I might pick it up because I'm sure it's going to be good. But like it's as fun as it is, I'm having too much fun with what I'm already playing that it's not enough to sell me on it now. Yeah. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. There's no animosity. It's just not now.
That's me with Zelda. I have no good. I'm glad you like it. And I don't really know what the heart of my problem is with Zelda.
Wait, when did you play? Sorry. Go ahead, Dan.
I was just saying Jen just doesn't like having fun.
That must be it. Because in no way am I having fun with Hollow Knight or Destiny or Mario Odyssey. Or...
No, I'm kidding.
It's true. I don't ever smile.
As she laughs.
I know. I just play these games and frown. to myself
the entire time.
Can you just talk about yourself in third person? Because that's awesome. I was really enjoying that.
That's what she does.
Jen smiles
like a Jen do.
Like a Jen do.
So Jen, I was just curious, really quick. When did you play Breath of the Wild? Like, when was it? Was it before you met us? Had to be, right? It came out. When did it come out?
March 2017. So
I would have already known you guys.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I remember you buying your Switch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I remember complaining to you guys because they shipped the controller before they shipped the system. Or the controller and the game or something. They shipped it before they shipped the system, so I got the game a day before I got the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I remember complaining about that, and
yes,
I think I was still doing the other podcast at that time, so I...
That's why.
That's why. That's it. That's the one.
Stupid shipment error.
Yep.
Ruined your life.
Everything. All ruined.
Yeah, you just came out, disappointment right off the bat. I mean.
And now you just frown whenever you play video games now.
And yep, forever frowning.
Thank you, Amazon.
#forever frown.
Was it Amazon or Best Buy?
It was GameStop. Yeah. Well. And to boot, when I ordered it was during that time period where they got hacked and a bunch of cards got stolen, and mine was one of the cards. It got stolen.
Well, now then you clearly need to play it again because this baggage that's coming with it is tarnishing your experience.
I had forgotten about that until just now. Like, if you want to look at all of the things that were wrong about that experience,
it's all in the Jen's subconscious right now and ruining Zelda.
For serious, guys. Gosh.
Oh, jeez.
True.
I mean, maybe I'll give it another chance.
Set up that GoFundMe again for that psychoanalysis for you. Get all this fixed up.
Maybe I'll try it again at some point, but I have a lot going on right now with other games, so we'll just see when that happens. But anyway, now that we've gotten my unpopular opinion out of the way, and everybody can proceed to say I'm insane, which is fine. I'm used to it. Are we ready to talk like actual topics?
Yeah.
Or did any of you have anything we didn't talk about now playing wise? I didn't want to cut anybody off. I just kind of...
Well, Ben didn't talk about his marathon of Divinity.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
How do you guys know about that?
Because every time I logged on, I saw you playing Divinity.
Yeah.
You just sent one screenshot of it on PS4 and I knew, we lost Ben. I haven't touched my PS4 in a month and I know that you've been playing that.
No, yeah, it's been pretty bad. I think, I've been going to bed at like 3 a.m. every day and waking up early, so... But it's worth it. # worth it. I mean,
every time I'm on and I see Ben playing Divinity.
It's just, I don't know, man. It's hard to explain. Like, I mean, I think I did it at some point when I was talking about the first Divinity, but I mean, the fact that it's on console now is what makes it dangerous because you're so comfortable on your couch and just playing on the PSC or the PS4 with the controller. But it's like everything I've always wanted in a video game, or thinking about Dungeons and Dragons and playing that. I've always wanted to play that as well. So it just seems like, I don't know. It's just a very satisfying game to play. A lot of components that make sense. Really great story, battle system, tactical RPG. It's like playing chess, but then, badass magic and stuff. So yeah.
Badass magic stuff.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's been, Divinity has been my game of this week. We'll see what next week has.
Probably more Divinity. Would be my thought.
If I had to guess.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yes,
let's do this.
Is that it? All right. I think since we just got done talking about Zelda, we should just kind of slide into Nintendo and talk about their online service, which launched this week.
Zelda.
So,
but yes, Nintendo Online.
Nintendo Online for the Switch. Swipe right. Sorry.
I guess it's...
It's Nintendo. It just kind of happened in my head. I'm sorry.
That's pretty awesome.
Look at that sexy plumber.
That toad looks awfully familiar.
Oh, God.
That is not a good culture reference right now.
No, please no.
I was going for it. Well, let's Jen, or any of you guys that know about it, I'm not too well versed, but you want to give a quick rundown, like what it entails or what it doesn't offer?
So from what I am aware of, the Nintendo Online service comes with cloud saves. It comes with the ability to play games online with your friends.
What about Cloud Strife?
Not Cloud Strife. There's none of that. At least not yet, although I think Final Fantasy VII is coming.
I missed this, Josh.
What?
It's good to have you guys back.
Totally derailed me again. Now I lost my entire train of thought.
I need somebody else to laugh while I'm throwing Jen way off of her topic and making her roll her eyes at me.
Such a jerk.
Yes.
He hasn't had this kind of encouragement for a while. It's been kind of good for me not having you guys around. So cloud saves, playing online with your friends. It is the only way now to play online with your friends. It has the mobile app on your phone that somehow you can use to chat with people.
Oh, that's right. So weird.
I think that it's pretty much universally agreed upon to be garbage, but maybe maybe it'll get better now that people are actually paying for it. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It also comes with the NES Classic games, which is the alternative now to like the Virtual Console. So is it 20 games or is it like 10? I don't remember.
I think it's 20.
20 games.
Yeah.
It's like 20 classic NES games that rotate every month. So you can play them for free with your subscription for as long as they're available, and then they rotate every month to be different ones.
Wait, is that really it?
Really?
I thought they add 3 every month. I think it's just never expanding. Yeah,
is it just ever expanding? I thought they rotated. Yeah. Okay.
I hope not.
Oh God, I hope not. Yeah.
I think they're adding at least 3 every month for the next year.
Don't know. I was under the impression that they were rotating.
No, because that would suck.
That would suck, and I would have been surprised that people weren't here. Let's Nintendo Switch.
See how far we need to turn up the outrage here. Hang on.
Yeah, I thought they rotated. I really did. Let's see. Looking. Sorry. We're scrolling and with scrolling and with scrolling.
She's flying by the sheets of her pants.
Yep. Sheets of my plants
or whatever.
Oh my goodness, it's auto playing something. Where is that coming from? Stop it.
No. So loud. It's so loud. I can't hear anything. I'm just kidding. I hear nothing.
Yeah, we don't hear it.
Oh my God, it's auto playing. I don't know what's happening. Announcement.
Man, I need to get my soundboard up again. I had to reset my phone because of reasons.
Oh, because right now it's really been one eternity later.
Yeah, the Jeopardy also.
It doesn't say. It really doesn't say. It does say in October we're getting Solomon's Key, NES Open, and Super Dodgeball, so maybe it does just add. Okay. Oh my God, Adventures of Lolo? Shit. I'm gonna have to
be sold on it.
Oh my God.
Topic over.
Okay. Back to the point. I think that's the main things. There may be some other like ancillary things tucked in there somewhere, but I don't know. That's the main stuff. So the big thing that everybody is up in arms about is the cloud save situation. Mm-hmm. Because not only does it not have certain options because they're afraid that you might cheat.
It's also not Cloud Strife.
It is not Cloud Strife, so we'll just add that to the list of things to be upset about. It also, if your subscription lapses, it deletes your saves.
Right.
Immediately, from what I understand, right? At least that's the impression that everybody is under. I'm assuming that they're correct. Not actually sure, but I'm assuming that they're correct.
That's crazy.
So
again, I might be the unpopular opinion, but that just makes sense to me.
I think I'm a little torn. Because I can see there's no reason why Nintendo should keep your saves after you're no longer subscribed. But if it really is immediate, as soon as your subscription lapses, maybe they could do a little bit of wiggle room there.
And I don't think they've said flat out that it's immediate either. Like, I think they said they may or may not do it like right away. But I mean, even then, just pay up and it'll download, it'll load it all back up to the cloud again anyway. So like, it's kind of like, I don't know.
Right.
I think people are expecting stuff for free, and anyway, to me it feels like entitlement, but
right. So like, I think the big thing to point out here that just occurred to me is we don't know what it's going to do at the end of your subscription, because the subscription lasts for a year.
Well, if you go for a year, you can buy it for a month, you can buy it for 3 months, or you can do it
you can actually do it in smaller increments?
Yeah. It works out cheaper to do it either with like the family thing that you split with friends, or just the full year one, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I get where you're coming from, Dan. I think my issue is, the PlayStation model is they your saves are there until you re-up it again, and I feel like it's almost like, okay, by being able to, oh man, I lost my train of thought. All right, let me try to find it again. All right, so by deleting no, never mind. I give up. All right,
I'll agree that what's crappy about it is that the fact that you can't back up your saves manually in the first place, that there's no debate, that sucks. But if you want to call it like a $20 tax for the Switch to have that safety, I don't find it that steep. I mean, yes, the PSN, PS Plus, it gives you a lot more, but it's also costing you 3 times more.
Right.
Oh, that's right. There's a price difference. Okay.
There's a huge price difference, and people are forgetting that. I mean, for me, it's $60, or was almost 70 now Canadian. That's the price of a game.
Right.
Yep.
Whereas for the Switch, it's $20. There is a 25 here. I mean, that I'm okay with.
I forgot about it. That I remember, and I was going to say, like, what if you're not happy with the online service? You're forced to keep giving them like $60 or a whole bunch of money, and not be able to say, no, I'm not going to pay you anymore because you're going to take away my saves. So
yeah, but I mean,
I get it.
If you're not going to play it for a year, which I mean, for whatever reason, then let your sub run out, and then when you'll start playing again, pay it up again. I mean, chances of your Switch bricking while you don't use it, I think, are pretty slim, just like anything else.
Right.
So, I mean, like I said, it's the price difference is a big thing. If they were charging, $60-$70 a year, then I'd kind of be pissed. But we're getting. We're getting an expanding library of NES games, which, yes, if you have an emulator or whatever else, or if you have your original consoles, but I mean, just the same thing with PS Plus. If you have all your, PS2, PS3 stuff too, you're getting some things in double. But, it's a fraction of the cost. And, for me, $20, that's pocket change.
Yeah.
Big spender.
Oh.
Make it rain.
You make it rain, $120 bill. There you go.
Oh yeah, high roller.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's been my opinion on the whole thing. Yes, I mean the clouds, the fact that you can't at least back up your saves manually that's a problem. If this is a workaround, at least they're not charging us $60-$70 for it. That's my stance.
Right.
It could be worse.
It could. And the thing that just baffles me about it is that all of these people are so up in arms about a feature that's missing or that they don't think is good enough that was never there. So you can't be mad about owning your Switch if you've owned it all along and never had that feature to begin with. You were never promised that feature. It didn't exist. So now you're mad because it's still not what you thought it would be.
I'm so mad.
You're
taking away things that aren't even mine.
Like, it's one of those things. Like, you knew that before you got in here, so to be mad about it now just doesn't make any sense.
That is our official's hardcore casual podcast stance.
It is really funny, though, to hear all of the videos, all the salt about it. Even Jim Sterling, I think, was kind of upset about it in his video. Which normally I agree with his opinions, but this time I was like, I think maybe we should
Well, I think a lot of the crap comes from like just Nintendo's notorious way of doing things, making life so hard for themselves and for the players, and I don't know.
They do. And I will admit that a lot of times people give them a break because it's Nintendo, and it's kind of like, they're not exactly perfect, and I don't think we should treat them as such either. But some things I just don't think are worth.
I agree.
All the rage.
Yeah. At least we're not sending friend codes to each other for every game now.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
I mean, come on.
Exactly. Well, that's just another thing. And I think for the people who are actually like significantly upset, it's those people that have always kind of given them the benefit of the doubt, and this is just kind of like the final straw. Like, oh my god, guys, just do something simple, Friend codes? Really? Friend codes?
They really are behind all of the other online everything. Like, I don't know. I wish they would get their shit together too.
I didn't realize you needed an app to talk with your friends, like Mike in. I mean, you can just do Discord, which makes more sense. But
right.
Yeah, it's weird that you have to use an app on your phone to talk.
Yeah, it's convoluted. And I don't know if maybe the Switch can't handle something like a party chat feature. I don't know.
It's possible, yeah.
It just seems like, that is a little archaic and strange. And, those are the issues we've always had with Nintendo is like, what are you guys doing with your online service? Come on, get it together. Figure it out. Can't be that hard. But
yep.
I love Nintendo's games enough that it doesn't.
Exactly. I've still pre-ordered the crap out of that Pokemon bundle. And
that thing is adorable.
I'm so freaking excited for it.
Which one did you get?
The Switch, you mean which version of it?
Yeah.
I got the Pikachu one.
Okay. I should have expected that.
If I get anything Switch related, I will probably wait until they have the Smash bundle.
Oh.
Just because the display I'm seeing so far for the Smash bundle looks pretty awesome.
It does look good.
So.
That does look really good. That's coming out soon, isn't it? It's
not
too long from now.
December, I think, yeah.
No, the bundle, you can already pre-order the bundle, I thought.
Yeah, I thought you could too. So you might want to keep an eye on that because Nintendo stuff is notorious for disappearing.
Ka-ching!
But
oh, good old Nintendo.
I agree, their bundles do look good right now.
Oh, did you guys see about the PS1 Classic, the mini?
Uh-huh.
That looks funny.
Are we excited about that?
I'm indifferent.
I'm indifferent.
I'm indifferent too. Yeah.
Okay, so we're all on the same page.
It depends. No, I am kind of interested. I mean, this isn't the Final Fantasy VII remake that I was promised. Damn it.
Which is still coming someday.
Yeah, but having it in the...
I have it pre-ordered on Amazon with a TBD date.
But having that as an opportunity to go back and play through that, I think will be kind of fun. And I've heard that that's going to be on it.
Yeah.
I just really don't know too much. I think maybe you'll probably run into like Spyro and some of those.
Oh, they haven't announced the rest of the games, have they? They announced a handful.
5 of them,
they announced 4 of the games, and we don't know what else. And that to me is like, gonna need to see something super awesome on there to make me, because the PS1 had a huge library of a lot of very fun things.
But that was also where you really started running heavily into the cross-platforming. So, whereas before you had Sega games that were strictly Sega and Nintendo games that were strictly Nintendo, prior to that point, whenever the PlayStation came out and then you started seeing the same games across all those platforms. It was tougher to come across, PlayStation specific games that weren't kind of tied into the same general idea of, not GameCube, but, around that same time frame.
I think you saw it more in the PS2 era as opposed to PS1, because I don't think PS1 had a real good direct competitor, did it? Was Xbox at the same time?
No. Well, Xbox came out shortly after, or right around the same time as PS2, I think.
Yeah, so I think that's where you started to really see.
Yeah. I do know that during that time frame, though, there was I have a friend of mine that was big into the old Sega days, and he's still little butthurt about it because he says that the release of the PlayStation was the end the end credits for the Dreamcast. So, which is very true. Because the Dreamcast was fun for a hot minute, and then PlayStation came out, and everything else just adjusted to PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a huge thing. But it's just going to depend on what other games they put on it. And for me, it's going to... I don't really know what it would be that would make me go, ooh, I need this.
Yeah, it's like you. Like I've got a lot of the PS1 games that I really want on the Vita already. So I've got the perk of having them portable, like Final Fantasy VII.
Exactly. And then if you had the urge to buy it again, it's coming to Switch. So
True.
I don't know, but that and the Nintendo 64, I'm going to need to see the full lineups before I make any choices on any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Nintendo 64 has potential to have some good stuff.
Yep.
Good stuff. But
you're going to see a lot of people lose value, though. So those folks that were old school, or I guess not old school, but the folks that were price gouging the hell out of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, if those end up on that system,
which they will,
I think you're going to run into a lot of people that are a lot of sad people on eBay.
Oh yeah.
I think a lot of people. I mean, Final Fantasy 3 has still got to sell for a fortune, and it's on the Super NES Classic
there
too.
Is still a lot of appeal for those original cartridges, especially if they're like in the box with the manual or anything like that. That stuff is just crazy expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But
although I saw somebody that had the original box item for the gold cartridge, Legend of Zelda, the very first one, and in the box, gold cartridge with the manual and all that stuff, they were only selling it for like $55.
Wow.
So I was kind of surprised that it did not have a higher resale value. And surprisingly, I was like, man, I'm surprised nobody else bought this if it's only $55. And the guy's like, yeah, we've had it for like a couple of months. We're thinking about dropping the price on it. And I was like,
Yeah, the market is weird. The market is weird on some of that stuff. There are some really rare games. Maybe that one is less.
Yeah, it might be a rarity thing, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I think we can safely move on to the other topic if you guys are ready. The topic, the controversy, the one and only. Let's talk about
loot boxes.
Let's talk about the loot box.
That's awesome. Loot boxes.
Loot box. Yeah. So loot boxes, you guys. Shit is hitting the fan. Shit is hitting the fan.
Somebody done got their feelings hurt.
In a good way, I think. Though.
In a good way, yes. It's absolutely something that needed to happen. So let's see if we can run down there's been so much happening lately that I don't know if I've even got it all, but I know that Belgium,
the big one exactly.
Yeah, Belgium started it because they made loot boxes gambling and therefore illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've had like Blizzard having to backpedal on their Overwatch loot boxes, and EA is actually trying to take Belgium to court.
Oh yeah, well every game company has backed off since Belgium passed that, but EA is the only one fighting back.
Yeah, they're like, no, we don't agree with this, and you just kind of look at EA, and I feel like at this point all of the other game developers in the room are like edging away and leaving EA standing in the middle by themselves, like you got this, it's all you.
We have faith in you.
It's all you, boo.
Well, I looked it up, and the stat is that 67% of EA's entire revenue comes from loot boxes.
Get out.
Nope.
Really?
100%, yep. Their biggest one being FIFA.
67% of the time works 100% of the time.
67% of their yearly revenue last year came from loot boxes alone.
Jeez.
And that is why they are fighting tooth and nail for this shit.
Yeah. Well, last year already the proverbial shit hit the fan.
Oh, fucking Battlefront, man. I forgot about that, yeah.
Battlefront was a big one.
How much they've lost after that.
Yeah. Battlefront was a big problem everywhere, though. I just think it's kind of interesting to see a government stepping up and being like, look, you're doing a really bad thing right now. And all of these studies, all of this psychology stuff coming out and saying, yes, it literally is doing the same thing to your brain as gambling. And it's just fascinating to me. I'm like, look at this. It really is bad. And we've seen it ourselves. I know you and me, Ben, we've both bought boxes in Overwatch because like, why not? And
I was thinking about Rocket League.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I feel like it's the pebble that started the avalanche, like I can't see this not continuing to escalate. Like we've got Australia now stepping up, and I don't know if you guys watched that Layman video, but Australia, Australia has actually stepped up and done the same kind of thing similar to Belgium. But it's growing. The movement is growing.
Mm-hmm. The Australia one, I think, is the strongest case because it opens up basically what it is, it's a study that was done there, backed by their government, and I think it was released just a few days ago, and it said that their large-scale study group, which was, I think, 7,400 people, they found it to be there was a profound link between loot box spending and gambling problems, and basically saying that the more severe the gamer's problem, the more likely they were to spend a large amount of money on loot boxes, and basically just how loot boxes are a gateway to gambling, and the fact that they're basically unregulated and their target audience is essentially kids or people who are very sensitive to this kind of, I guess it is gambling. So in a sense, a kind of, that's their case. This is gambling, and we need to, impose these new regulations. They have to be parental advisories on the box. There needs to be a very clear indicator on the box as well, saying that there is loot box components in this game, and it is akin to gambling. And the big one is, let me see, I wrote it down somewhere. Basically that, the huge one is that kids are not allowed to buy these games.
Yep.
If a game has loot boxes and you are under the legal gambling age, you are not allowed to buy this game. So, and the layman guys were saying, this is, Australia just hit it out of the park. This is the strongest language that's been, dealt or, kind of thrown out there in this whole conversation. So it's huge. I mean, it's a big deal.
Yeah. And the more, I feel like the longer this goes on, we're going to maybe see more countries get on board.
Oh, that's for sure.
At some point, either the U.S. is going to get into the game with it, or it's going to become inconvenient enough for these companies to have to make two different versions of the game with and without loot boxes and whatever, that it becomes less lucrative for them to try to do that, right? So I
didn't understand that part, their point with the two different games. Like what was their explanation why? So one game doesn't have loot boxes and the other one does. So
I mean, they had to take them out, right? From like Overwatch is the big one that I remember them talking about.
Which of all of them, like as an aside, of all the games, I find Overwatch is the least pervasive one out of all of them. So it's kind of funny that that's the example that they're using. But
it's the one that I hear about the most, right?
Yeah,
because EA is actually trying to fight, so they're all like we know that they're a mess.
I feel like they're like kind of guilty by association because, like, I mean, Overwatch, everything that you get in the game, you can earn with in-game currency or just get them by RNG. Like, you can buy the loot boxes, but it's not actually holding anything back from you if you're not paying for it. Whereas the EA ones, you get all these boosts that kind of like are pay to win and all this other stuff, which is, let's say morally gray. But yeah,
how very
I just find that like Overwatch and just Blizzard's stance on those things in general is that they're non-essential, and if you really want it, for the most part, you can earn them different ways than paying up. But I guess.
Well, it's just the incentive. It's the incentive behind it. These things are designed.
For sure. Yeah, there's no debate on that.
Towards these people who are susceptible.
Yep.
And I think the biggest thing is that they're primarily kids who really can't control, and these companies are unregulated. They have no sense of boundaries.
Especially with a game like Overwatch, it's bright and colorful, and the characters are all very cartoony, and it's like fun, and it is definitely a kid-friendly game, such as it can be, and yeah.
I mean, the big one's Fortnite too. Like, There's limited time skins. You can only get them for like 2 days and then they're gone. So you have to pay up. Like these people are sinking 100 hours or more in these games, and they want to feel special. They want to have that satisfaction, and they're going to buy it. They want to buy it.
I don't know if I feel the same way about Fortnite skins.
Oh, they're not in loot boxes?
No. It is literally you pay and you get the skin. Like, there's no mystery. You know exactly what you're getting. You know exactly how much it costs. Yeah, there's
sorry. I thought it was a loot box component too. Like
it's
got, I guess, a mildly loot box component, because for some of the stuff, if you get the battle pass, it's kind of like you have to play to get it. So, I mean, that it's out there, but you have to play for X number of hours, and that's going to bring you into this loot box or not loot box, but this item that's limited time, and that item that's limited time only, and so you're gonna have a number of
and you can pay to get those tiers. So there is a certain amount of that to it, I guess. But it's not really the same. Like, the loot boxes, the reason that they're such a problem and so addictive is because it's that random roll.
It's a lottery ticket.
It's like, every time you pay that $2, you have a chance to get the awesome thing that you really want. And if you don't get it, you're going to want to pay the $2 again for that extra chance. So it's like, it really is more predatory.
Yeah, that's the right word for it, I would say.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Fortnite, you can see exactly what you're going to get and how much you have to earn to get it.
Right.
Or you can buy those tiers if you're insane.
Yeah, I mean, that pretty much feels like DLC. DLC, I remember even then it was a weird thing, the whole controversy behind DLC, but now it's loot boxes. But it makes more sense because this is such it's crazy. Like, you want to hear something even funnier? Is Blizzard Activision has made $4 billion off of microtransactions.
Wow.
And $2 billion of that comes from Candy Crush.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even realize they were
yeah, they own Candy Crush.
Involved in that. Wow.
So I think it's crazy. I think the point behind that whole study was, loot boxes specifically, but in general, just the trend that gaming is going towards now, and how, it used to be gamers that owned these companies, that developed these companies, that, grew these companies into what they were, catering towards other gamers who enjoyed the story, enjoyed the plot, the gameplay, and now it's basically a bunch of, suits who need to meet a bottom line, and, what's the best way we can exploit these gamers who, want to buy these skins, want to buy these shortcuts or whatever. So I think that's in the gaming community, especially, I think, people are happy that this is happening, because EA especially is going to shit their pants and say, hey, we need to start making games again that people want to play, because we're about to lose 67% of our fucking company. Right.
And, it sheds light on the broader problem there, is like, EA is leaning so heavily on that income that they're letting the actual games
it's shameless,
fall off. And it's that's not okay. And
what was it, 2 years ago or 3 years ago for the Wii? Like the Wii and the Wii U, they had a FIFA game that they literally took the previous year's game and just put a new cover
on it. Yeah, oh my god, guys, that's ridiculous.
I don't know.
I'm just really it seems like every day there's a new blurb out there about loot boxes, and I'm so interested in the direction that it's going to go, because it cannot not go badly for EA and anybody who's trying to make that their primary source of whatever. And I kind of get, if you want to try to skim those extra dollars off the top of your game, and you can put stuff in there that people can buy, I kind of get where they're coming from, but at the same time, it's also like, fuck you, this is the stuff that I used to just play 40 hours to earn enough in-game whatever to buy it, and I feel like it should be that way, because I think
that's what Overwatch falls back to now in Belgium, is that you're taking out the possibility to buy them, but the rest stays.
Right.
So for me, like I've never paid for any of the boxes in there. Like if I have the in-game currency for them, great. I mean, because I'm cheap as fuck when it comes to that kind of stuff. I hate the principle of DLC unless it's a game that I really want to play. I'm not going to pay it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But like
Dan.
Well, there's different approaches. I mean, like, I can't say that my kids would be the same if they were playing.
Well, yeah, exactly.
They want the big new shiny thing. Would I feel obliged to pay it for them? Because you want to make them happy,
you're
right?
You're gonna have your son looking at you with those big old eyes, and he's gonna be like, "Daddy, I want the pirate Torbjorn," and you're gonna be like, "Oh, little son of mine."
that literally,
and Torbjorn.
that literally happened with me here not too long ago. My kid was playing lots of Fortnite, and wife and I wanted to go out somewhere, and we're like, "Listen, we're gonna go out to this place for an hour and a half. If you just make sure that the younger two kids don't wake up, or if they wake up, that you're right there for a few minutes." I'll spend the $5 on Fortnite and get you this this outfit or whatever, and I fall into it as well. But what we were talking about, it's not a random draw. So at least there,
yeah.
But,
well, that's what you see is what you get. That's fair, at least. Yeah.
And the thing, I mean, where you're coming from, Dan, is completely legitimate. I mean, that's a very mature, respectable, and you have that ability to say that. It's the kids that worry me as well.
Yep.
These kids who have access to a credit card or to cash, or can pressure their parents enough to just keep buying and buying. And
well, and you're right. That's taking that stance on. That's what's even more frustrating because our kids will not have known it any different like we did.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like this it's common practice.
This is what the norm. Yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of frightening. Not gonna lie. But I wanted to end my. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, man.
No, it's just that the whole idea of sometimes on disc DLC that you have to pay for. That's like it's just wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a whole other topic.
I was just gonna end my part with saying I was looking at some forums and apparently Dota 2 has kind of the least amount of shit when they're talking about games and how they've seemed to have managed to get a balance of that kind of corporate greed with giving back to the player. They were talking about the annual tournaments. I didn't know. I mean, I knew that they had tournaments, but their prize pools automatically start always every year at $1.6 million. And they'll grow based on the sales of their compendium battle passes, which are basically like the Fortnite battle pass. And they cost $10 for the pass. And you get a whole bunch of skins. You'll get different maps, they have this fantasy bracket where you can kind of compete there on a different level with those other players who have bought it. And so, a portion of that, well, I think, a pretty big portion of that goes into the prize pool for every annual tournament. And this year's tournament, their prize pool is $25.5 million.
Holy shit.
So it's nice to see that there are some companies that are actually taking this money and putting it back into their games or back into their communities. So, I mean, it was just something that was kind of I don't want to say silver lining, but somewhat.
Well, it's different, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a different approach to it, almost kind of like GTA. Although GTA, man, those shark cards are pieces of shit.
I was gonna say
GTA is a bad, really
yeah,
bad.
No. I take it back. I'm so sorry. Don't hate me. But no, it was pleasing to see that. Okay,
why would we
at
hate
least
you?
Is what?
Why would we hate you?
Because I said I like shark cards, but I don't.
Well, I think Buddy would be the only one upset about that.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened?
Oh, his story a while ago. Whenever we first started heavily getting in here, he went out and he wanted to buy something on the game, and so he went out and bought one of the shark cards. And then he's like, all right, well, that's going to get me this much, whatever. And then he bought one of the things he wanted, but bought the wrong thing as the second thing that he thought he wanted. So he was like, fuck, I gotta go out. And then he bought another shark card. And then, so by the time it was all done, he had bought 3 different cards that he could have basically saved money and bought one of the Megalodon cards for.
Oh, man.
But he had bought it in chunks, so it's it wasn't even.
He messed up.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you know what? Fate was kind to him at the end because he was one of the ones that did that cheese. So he's got well over
yeah,
$500 million in the bank now.
Lucky bastards.
Hey, guys.
Hey, I tried to look for him the other day. He's gone. He doesn't exist anymore on YouTube.
What? He doesn't?
Nope.
What? No, that's not
PS4
possible.
Sky Gamer I was reading up on him too. The people are like, he disappeared. There's a whole bunch of other people now, but it's
maybe
weird.
Maybe his hair is just not on fleek anymore.
Oh my gosh!
His new haircut isn't fresh.
One haircut too many, man.
He had to drop off the face of the map until his hair grows back.
Oh my god, he is gone. Where did he go?
Hey guys,
we need to find an archived video or something.
Next week for next week's episode, we should have a little montage, a little memorial.
I mean, it's not that I liked him because I couldn't stand his videos, but man, he's fun to make fun of. He's our longest running joke at this point, I think.
We do quote him a lot still.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, loot boxes. What was I going to say? Oh, I know I've said this a lot, and it's probably stupid, but
you don't like Zelda?
I feel like no. That's not what I was piggybacking off of what Ben was saying about putting back into the community.
I was trying to pull a Josh, damn it.
Shut up. Shut up. I know that Fortnite isn't really putting it back into the community, but when you play their game and you see the amount of things that they're constantly changing and updating and doing, it does feel better spending a little bit of money on their game. It's a free-to-play game, right? So it's it's free, it's already solid, it's got good, it's got good everything, it's fun, it's all of that. And if they're going to constantly update it and support it and make it better all the time, I don't feel quite as bad. It's not like dropping money into the giant cesspit that is EA while they're still giving you shitty games and charging you for loot boxes.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
More developments
to come,
I'm sure.
Yay, verily.
The whole free-to-play game, that's a new concept, right? Relative to video game history?
I mean, kind of, yeah. It's been kind of since the mobile game advent that really that kind of stuff has been... You never used to see that on consoles.
Right. Oh, mobile gaming. Guys, it's hard. It's hard to find a game on the phone that is
suck.
Yeah, every time I'm like, you know what? What's up with Google Play Store? Let's get on here. Let's find something that I can play in the toilet or play while I'm waiting for the doctor's appointment or something. But garbage. This game contains ads. This game contains ads. Yeah. Oh, free to play. Oh, but you want to play past this level? You got to pay for the pass or whatever.
I play a lot of Best Fiends, which is basically, what would I compare that to? I was going to say it's like Candy Crush, but it's not. It's not a match 3. I don't know. I play it a lot. I've been playing it for probably a couple years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's definitely my longest running mobile game, that's for sure. But it has all that stuff, like the buying of the currency and the ads and all that shit. It's their own ads within the game, ads for their own game that you can if you watch them, you get more of their
watch our
currency.
Video.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch this ad about the game you're currently playing.
And it, it likes to pop up after the first level you play and say hey, we've got this discount on this pack of currency that you can buy. So, it's a little obnoxious, but it's not horrible. And, the game is good enough, and I've never felt the need to buy anything because as you play, you earn currency. So it's you actually do earn it enough.
Yeah.
In my experience, to play without needing to buy. So, it's what I play. Best Fiends.
Well, Warframe is going to be on the Switch in November, so if you want a good free-to-play...
There you go.
There you go. They've done it right.
All the currencies.
Get that platinum.
Oh my gosh. That's another one, though, that I don't really feel too bad about buying some stuff to support them.
No, then
because they pour their heart and souls into that game, and you can see it.
And not once is there a splash screen when you log in saying 50% off for
exactly
48 hours. Not once do they throw it in your face that you can pay for something you can, but they really don't make it obvious.
I'm glad you guys said that because I've not harboring, but I've had this notion that free to play games are evil, but that's true. I mean, when you have something that has that kind of caliber of quality, you're essentially paying them, you're rewarding them for their work, especially for a game that works, the game that's good. So that's a good point. A really good point. I'm glad you guys mentioned it.
Warframe, I gladly paid a $75 bundle at one point.
Yeah, so did I. Like, I've actually given them in on it. Quite a bit of money, honestly, but I don't feel cheated.
No, you don't. You get something out of it. You get to do what you want with it. You don't feel obliged at any point.
And I don't feel cheated by my Fortnite Battle Pass either. I was worried that I would, but I got all those challenges done, and I got what I wanted out of it. So,
what about your NHL 2018 package?
That is not up for discussion.
Oh, Jen, I'm just kidding.
It hurts me.
Are you really?
It hurts me a little bit inside.
Was that an EA game? It is, and it's just one of the sports games.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man,
it is.
Well, I just hope that this is the start of a new trend. Let's go back to the way things were.
Yeah.
Or at least, if we're going to make things have pay to play or whatever, that it's on the caliber of Warframe, and it's something,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Warframe is like Overwatch in that sense, right? You can basically get anything you want with in-game currency, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's yes, and you can earn it yourself if you know how to sell stuff. If you want to play the trade game and all that.
Well, and you don't even have to. Yeah, you don't even have to necessarily do that.
That too.
If not all of the things that you can buy are earnable in the game. You just have to go work for it.
Farm. Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. It's just sometimes, you don't have patience to do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I really need that Octavia Prime, like right now.
Yep.
That's my reasoning for using Game Genie.
I hear you.
Oh, man. I sent them all my saves for Divinity.
Oh, geez. Did they announce that one? Because
No, I'm sure. Hopefully, with the saves that they got from me, or I'm sure other people have sent it too.
Yeah,
they'll start working on it.
That'll be coming. I'm sure. All right.
Are you our new Game Genie, Ben? Is that your new title?
Ooh. Well, no, Jenna was also a Game Genie, although I think I may have infected her with my Game Genie-ness.
Yeah, he totally did. It's his fault. Don't regret that purchase, though.
No, not at all.
Infected her with the Game Genus.
Oh my! He didn't even ask permission first.
Jesus, I mean genus. God.
All right. I think we've beaten the loot box horse about to death this time, and I believe is that it?
Gotta rest our master sword.
Yeah.
Just take care of that thing, man. Let it recharge, for the love of God.
Go get yourself some nice something.
You gotta get back up to full health so you can beam that shit out, man.
Yeah, really don't swing it too hard.
Yeah. Don't want to hit it off a rock or anything. And
shot off the tip.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Can you do that with your master sword?
I don't know what happened.
Dan's a little personal here.
The actual Zelda one there.
Oh boy,
I have no idea.
I mean, I've heard some stories, Urban Dictionary, but. And on that note, kids,
I believe that's it for this week.
Yeah. That's right. Buy loot boxes, guys, because you're going to buy them anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're addicted to gambling and you can't help yourself.
Yes.
As always, drive fast, take chances, always pass on the right.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.